Hey Bree, what's the #1 tip you'd give to those of us who are just starting a vegetable garden for the first time?
No matter what kind of vegetable garden we have, it has to have good drainage. And what I mean by that is a way for the water to flow out of the soil. Because if the water stays stagnant around the roots, then we can end up with root rot and diseases. But before we get into it, hey Dirt Magicians, today we're here in Dee's yard. As a renter, she is looking for a budget-friendly way to start a vegetable garden. So today we are going to build the most budget-friendly portable garden that is great for both renters and those of us just starting out gardening. Also, make sure you stay right to the very end where I discuss a few of the most affordable containers that we can add to our vegetable gardens.
Yay! I'm so excited that this is finally happening. I've been dreaming about this for a really long time. So, what do you have there?
The materials we're going to be using, which include our potting mix, our soil, a 121 liter or 30-gallon Rubbermaid totes, which you can get at a home hardware store, a drugstore, anywhere that sells storage, our drill, a 1/2-inch drill bit, and our compost.
What's the drill for?
As I already mentioned, good drainage is key for a vegetable garden, so we are going to be drilling holes into the bottom of these Rubbermaid totes to make sure that water isn't sitting in them when we water or it rains. To make the drainage holes, we are going to start by drilling holes near the bottom of the container on the sides. We want about 6 along the length and 3 holes on the width.
Why on the sides and not the bottom?
We are going to drill holes into the bottom of the container, but because the container sits pretty flush with this cement here, it might slow the flow of water. So by adding them to the sides, it's going to guarantee that water flows out easily. Now we will drill the holes in the bottom of the containers, and we're going to want to remove the plastic bits that come out as we go along. Great, now let's do these for the other containers.
This is so fun! I have never used a power tool before, and this is so cool to learn. I feel super empowered. Also, are we ready to fill the garden beds?
Yep, and since you rent here, we didn't want to order a truckload of soil, even though it's cheaper, just because I don't think your landlord would like a massive thing of soil, which is why we've got these potting mix bags instead.
Yeah. I know that I can get them at a garden store, but I found cheaper options at my local hardware store. And in fact, I was able to buy it in bulk. I bought a huge 85-liter bag, and it just worked out to be far cheaper than the garden store.
Great find, Dee, and I see that it's OMRI certified, which means that it's organic. And I see that you made sure you got one that had perlite in it. Now, perlite is great as it is these little white granules, and they're quite poofy, and they add air into the soil. And since we're using a potting mix, it doesn't have a natural structure, so this is a great thing to incorporate. So great work in finding the right potting mix. Our favorite here, Dirt Magicians, is the Pro Mix vegetable mix. Let us know in the comments which is your favorite potting mix, or if you make your own. All right, now let's fill these babies. Online, you may have seen people fill the bottom of their raised garden beds with sticks and other organic debris. But because these totes aren't very tall, we don't want to limit the rooting depth at all for our plants. So we are going to fill them 3/4 with soil.
And what about the final quarter, Bree?
We are going to fill it now with my favorite ingredient, compost. We are using a local compost to Vancouver called Sea Soil, and I wanted to make sure that it has a minimum of 2% nitrogen, which is the nutrient that's needed the most in the early season. The way that we know it's got 2% nitrogen is that it is this first number here. I also want to add a shovel full of native soil to help inoculate with more microorganisms. Then we mix it all up.
I'd highly recommend throwing a like button into that soil as well, if you're gaining value from our video here.
You bet. And once the like button has been added to the soil, we can start planting our vegetables. And voila, you have a beautiful vegetable garden. Also, Dirt Magicians, if you want to follow Dee's journey growing vegetables and learning more about how to do this, make sure to hit subscribe and turn all notifications on to follow her journey.
Bree, you're totally forgetting about all of the other types of containers that gardeners can add that are also affordable to their vegetable garden, including my absolute favorite.
Oh my gosh, Dee, you're right. If you want to add more containers, which Dee is planning on doing, the first place I recommend checking is Facebook Marketplace and just look for any free pots there. If you are able to get some, make sure you disinfect them before using them with either bleach or hydrogen peroxide. And our favorite addition here in Groville are Lumox bags. What we love about these is that the material naturally has drainage and they are collapsible. So if you move, you can remove the soil and bring them with you. You can buy a 5-pack of 5-gallon bags for only $19. It's one of the most affordable ways to get growing, and it's a size that you can grow something as large as potatoes or zucchini in here.
I love, love, love these grow bags, and for the past 2 years I've just been growing small amounts of food in these bags. And dear magicians, if you found this video helpful, then make sure to check out our first video in this series where we discuss all of the factors that are involved in assessing where to put the vegetable garden if you're starting for the first time. See you next time!